Hello guys and girls and welcome to PMC Week 3. The Pokemon Masters Cup is in the 5th season and we are in Week 3 and we are fighting the New York Cosmogs, coached by now then Phantombass. Of course, we are sadly 1-1 currently. Last week we did lose to Johnny GB and his Oregon Duckless, and the week before that we got a forfeit win and giving us the 1-1 overall record. But of course that means we did lose basically every game. We did not win a single game yet in this league and we can't have that, so we are looking for a win right here. Of course, one, to get a positive record with 2-1, and of course to win actually our first game in this league. And yeah, Phantombass has to be defeated for that. He is sadly in the way of these plans. But yeah, that's basically all for that. Looking at the team matchup, before I go into that, of course, your shoutouts go to one Dark Devil for recording this match for me. He did record week 2 and week 3 as well for me, so his links will be in the description. And shoutout goes to MEOWTH, or Everyone Took My Ideas. Everyone Took My Ideas is his Discord name. MEOWTH is his PMC server name. I don't know if one of these two is his real go-to nickname he goes to, or both of these are a meme. Either way, if I find some links of his, they will be in the description as well. He genned the team for me. It's one of the PMC genners, so shout out to him as well. But now going into the team preview, looking over my team. If you didn't watch the team builder upload yesterday, or didn't have the time, or just didn't want to watch it, a short overview. We got a Choice Scarf Rotom-Heat, we got a defensive Rocky Helmet Mew, we got a bulky, speedy Tapu Fini, Rock Polish Cobalion with the Chocolate Berry, then a Choice Banded Sneasel, and a Focus Sash Dugtrio. Looking at opponent's team, he brought the Weavile, the Metagross, the Latias, the Suicune, the Mega Lopunny, and the Qwilfish. And to surprise, basically, the Qwilfish I didn't start coming here. Is in the way, sadly, of my Cobalion sweeping, so I have to kill it before I can really rock polish with Cobalion and sweep through his team. The rest I can deal with. I just need some zip damage on, of course, Suicune and the Lati, and the Metagross, Weavile and Lopunny both die to close combat. But thankfully I have the Dugtrio, which can just trap the Qwilfish, which would be awesome. And the other big surprise, no Blissey and no Stunfisk, none of the two. His check to my Mega Pidgeot seems to would have been the Metagross, since the only flying resist he brought actually on this team. But that thing doesn't like taking heat races, doesn't have reliable recovery, so Baby Pidgeot would have been good in this team. But yeah, I sadly didn't brought it because I had too many good checks to that. But since he didn't brought Stunfisk, that of course means he doesn't have an electric immunity on this team, and that's always what you want to see if you have a Choice Scarf electric type with Volt Switch. So yeah, that's why I decided to actually just lead with my Rotom, since his only only Scarfers, which would scare me, are like Latias, Scarf Weavile, I would be able to take any hit. Scarf Metagross and Scarf Qwilfish, I would outspeed. And Scarf Suicune, I don't think it would be Scarf Suicune. Scarf Suicune could be a thing, to be honest, but yeah, Scarf Latias is like the only Scarfer which would outspeed me and scare me. And so I just lead with my Rotom just to either Volt Switch or basically get momentum or kill something with Thunderbolt / Overheat, because barring the Latias, Rotom-Heat's actually very nice with his team. Latias is his only electric resistance on his team. After that I can just spam Volt Switch and Thunderbolt for some sweeping potential. So Rotom-Heat is looking like a win condition as well in comparison with together with my Cobalion. He does lead with his Weavile, and this already tells me one thing. So looking at his team, a very likely lead on his part would have been the Mega Lopunny. If you have a Mega Lopunny, like 7 out of 10 times you see the Mega Lopunny lead, just fake out Mega Evolve and boom, bang, boom. You know what Mega Lopunny does. So very likely lead on my part would have been the Mew, which is one of the best Mega Lopunny checks in the game, but through that it's one of the most obvious Mega Lopunny checks as well. So I actually think he predicted my Mew lead right here to counter lead his Lopunny, so he counter lead with his Weavile, and from that I can tell that he's most likely having Pursuit, so he can Pursuit trap my Mew and can have his Mega Lopunny run rampant versus my team. But since he does lead Weavile, and of course I'm Choice Scarf, I can take any hit from this guy, and of course Oko him with Overheat. I expect him to switch out right here, and I can just go for the Volt Switch. Even if he does stay in, Volt Switch does bring him in range of the Vacuum Wave from my Mew, which would basically prevent him from Pursuit trapping me, which seems to be his plan. But of course he does switch into his Latias right here, which is basically his only switch into this Volt Switch. Everything else would take way too much damage, and that means I can bring in my Choice Banded Sneasel, which yeah, his team doesn't really like taking hits from either, and I just fire off a knockoff right here. I don't go for Pursuit right away because I don't know how bulky he is. I don't know what variant he is. If he Z-move, even if he Z-Crystal offensive, knockoff would actually kill him from this range, and if he Z-move defensive, he can't kill me. So that's why I decided knockoff is just the best play overall. He does switch out into his Mega Lopunny, which does have the Mega Stone, but is not Mega Evolve yet. So look at this damage from the knockoff, that's over 50%. I would go for Icy Crash right there. That sadly wouldn't have OHKO'd him. It had a chance to OHKO him, I think. But yeah, I do have to switch into my Mew right here, which is of course the best option I have. He thankfully does just stay in, doesn't double out in his Weavile. And yeah, we will see what attack he goes for right here, and we can finally see if he's Adamant or Jolly, which it would be important to see at how much health I need to keep my Mew. He does just go for the Drain Punch, and from that damage I can tell that he is actually a Jolly variant, and that means I don't have to go for Psyshock to kill him, or I don't have to heal up. Actually, this means I don't have to keep my Mew at full health to take 2 returns, because from this range I can still take 2 Jolly returns, and that means I can just click the U-turn right here. If he stays in, I can just go into my... I would take a hit, and then I can just go to Rotom Revenge kill him. And if he switches out, I get momentum, and he does switch out into his Latias, and you already know who is coming in right now. Yes, it's Choice Bandit Gesundheit. Hello Latias, welcome again. And this time I'm actually clicking the Pursuit button, thinking he would switch out like last time, but he actually does stay in, but like you can see from this damage right here, I do around a little bit less than 50%, so he's a very bulky Latias, and he just has to go for Recover. So I go to the calculator, and if he took this little from the Pursuit, that means for me that he's a very physically defensive Latias, if not fully physically defensive Latias. And if he's indeed fully physical defensive Latias, that means he can't OHKO me either. And since Pursuit does always around 40, 45-ish, 42-ish%, I decide actually to spam just Pursuit a few turns right here, forcing him to recover. On the turn he attacks me. Basically he has to recover till he's at full health, then he can attack me once, and then he has to recover again till he's back at full health. That way I can waste some recovers, which are usually precious on a more defensive Latias, which wants to recover Calm Mind and all this good stuff, and it's basically too slow to outspeed a lot of things. So that's why I decided to just Pursuit spam right here for a few turns. But like you can see right here, actually switches out right on the second turn when I just click Pursuit again. And yeah, he after the match, we talked a little bit about this play and stuff like that. And from the damage, he didn't actually know I was Choice Bandit. He thought I was Dread Plate or something like that. So he either thought he could lift the Pursuit right here after switching out, or he thought I would switch up moves. But either way, he does just go into his Quillfish, and I hard switch out right into my Focus Sash. Actually to trap the swing. Like I mentioned, this thing is the main thing in the way of my Cobalion sweeping. They usually don't have Scald, so he couldn't Scald and then burn me and kill me that way through my Sash. But actually he does switch out in his Weavile, once again probably predicting my Mew to come in, because Mew physically defensive with Psychic moves, of course, a nice way to deal with the Quillfish as well. This just reconfirms my idea that this Weavile has Pursuit to just bring my Mew down, so his Mega Lopunny can run rampant with my team. But either way, since I have the Sash, I of course can live any hit from this Weavile, and I decided to just go for the Earthquake, because after one Earthquake, this thing is once again in range of the Vacuum Wave from my Mew, and then I can basically don't have to be worried about getting Pursuit trapped by this thing. He does go for the Icy Crash here though, and I'm a bit scared about getting flinched. Come on, Doctor, you don't get flinched. I know you obviously live because of the Focus Sash, but don't get flinched right here. Get this Earthquake off, so get this thing in range of the Vacuum Wave, and basically the whole Pursuit trap shenanigans are no thing anymore, and we don't get flinched, and House gets the Earthquake off. And yeah, since he already knew that he's faster and he has the Pursuit, I don't switch in, I just stay in right here, because he could just go for Pursuit, but actually does go for Ice Shard. So that was a bit confusing for me, because he obviously kills me with Pursuit at 1 HP, and if I would switch out, he would kill me as well. So Ice Shard was a bit confusing to me. And I can just hard switch out into my Rotom once again right here, which is guaranteed faster. Ice Shard doesn't do anything. And I can just Volt Reverse him, killing him or getting momentum. And yeah, we actually talked after the match, and he actually didn't have Pursuit on his Weavile. Weavile does go down here, and yeah, he actually didn't have Pursuit on his Weavile. So he did play it very... If it would have been a Pursuit Weavile, he played it very well. But since it doesn't have Pursuit, he basically just wanted to knock off my Mew and stuff like that. Either way, I should switch out into my Walnut right here, because I want to bait out the Quillfish, because that is the main thing I want to weaken for my Cobalion to sweep. And indeed does just switch out into Goat his Quillfish, and that means this time I can just switch into safely into Mew. His Weavile is gone. Don't have to be scared about getting Pursuit trap. At this point, of course, I still think he had Pursuit on his Weavile. He just go for the safe liquidation. Of course, that doesn't do anything to my Mew since I'm fantasy defend. Oh, it does a good amount since he got a crit. And it does force me to recover, but I got some Rocky Helmet chip on him, which is already nice, and of course get him off the Psychic move, so I can just go for a safe Softball right here, basically getting back to full health to take on the, what you call it, the Mega Lopunny again. He does hard switch out into his Metagross, and I'm thinking, okay, what does this Metagross have really for me? Probably not a lot. Since I'm physically defensive, and I'm not too scared of this Metagross, I do just go for the U-turn right here, switching out into my Rotom-Heat, which can deal basically with any variant of Mega Metagross. And I can just OHKO him with Overheat. So I just switch out the Meowth right here, and like you can see, he does just go for the Medium Mash with me. That's of course crotch resisted, even though I'm not a defensive Rotom. That does absolutely nothing. He doesn't get the attack raise either. And now I'm looking very nice with his team. He only got this Metagross left, he got the Mega Lopunny, which is below 50%, he got the Quillfish, and the Suicune. The only thing which can take 2 Thunderbolts of this are the Mega Metagross right in front of me, or the Suicune, which is still out of range of a Thunderbolt. Lopunny dies and Quillfish dies as well. So actually, I am basically guaranteed to kill right here with Thunderbolt. Even I 2-hit KO this this Metagross, or I 2-hit KO anything which comes in, or I even OHKO it. So I just stay in, go for Thunderbolt. He does indeed stay in, thinking he does maybe have something to hit me. No, but he does just a Medium Mash. I was thinking maybe he is indeed Choice Scarf Metagross, because he wasn't switching up moves right here. So yeah, Misty Terrain of course disappears, which doesn't matter, but I can see he was definitely in range of a second Thunderbolt, so I can just go for that, and the Mega Metagross is gone. And right now I only need a little bit chip damage on the Suicune, and then basically my Rotom can just sweep with the Thunderbolt, which is very nice. He does just go right into his Suicune right here, but probably knowing himself it's the only thing which can take a Thunderbolt from this range. And I do just hard switch out right here into my Finny, predicting him to go for a Scald or something like that. And basically, once I hit one Nature's Madness, it's GG, since my Rotom will just sweep his team. And like you can see right here, he does go for the Protect right here, probably scouting what I had. He maybe didn't know yet that I'm Choice Scarfed. I should have known that probably from the that I outsped the Weavile. But either way, I just go for Nature's Madness, and that's basically what I wanted on him, and and be faster than him, and just pull these substitutes. So now, sadly, I can't sweep him yet, because I need to break the substitute first. So that's sadly the way. So I do just go for Moonblast, scouting a little bit on how bulky this Suicune is, if I can break it or not. If I can break it, he's more of an offensive variant. If I can't, he's more of a defensive variant. And I can see right here, actually can't break, and he just goes for the Calm Mind. And yeah, he's a more bulky Suicune. He has Protect, he has Substitute, he has Calm Mind, he has probably Mono Scald, so I don't have to worry about anything with my Finny. And yeah, he actually is Wincoon, which is a bit surprising in Wi-Fi, since Wincoon you basically don't see in Wi-Fi, since PP stalling is not really a thing you can do in Wi-Fi. You mainly just timer stalling. You just go for Protect right here, trying to get some leftovers recovery. And yeah, this part of the match will be very stally, because he's playing a Wincoon, and if you play Wincoon, you are very stally. I just go for Taunt right here. Thankfully, I am faster with my Tapu Fini, so my speed investment did came through. I put on the team builder. I actually have enough speed to speed creep something that wants to speed creep a max speed timid Nidoqueen. And after the game, we talked a bit, and he actually sped grab a max speed modest Nidoqueen. So we had a little bit more investment than needed actually for this Suicune. But like you can see, he goes for Scald. It's at +1. That's still very little. He can't burn me in Misty Terrain. He is taunted, so he can just go for Scalds. And if he can't burn me and I have leftovers up, he will basically never defeat me 1v1. I can just go for Moonblast, Nature's Madness, break this up. And yeah, like I said, this part of the game will be very stally. Misty Terrain is now gone, so he has a chance actually to burn me right here, while I go for Moonblast to break the substitute, since I did already hit with a substitute with a Moonblast once. He was not a +1. The second Moonblast will guaranteed break it, which you can see right here. And you do just go for another Scald. Sadly, he is back at around 50%, but that's still enough to kill with my Rotom. So basically, the only thing I need is a free switch to my Rotom. Thankfully, it doesn't burn right here. And yeah, the game is done. I don't want to switch in here into my Rotom, because if I go for Taunt, I'm definitely going for Taunt right here. But if I go for, oh no, I go for Nature's Madness, I think, right here. Because if I switch into Rotom on the Scald, it just dies, so we don't want that. He does switch out into his Quillfish on my Nature's Madness, which is fine as well. Still, I don't want to switch into my, into my Rotom right here. Poison Jab, of course, the obvious move, but last time he had this, and he did go for Liquidation with my Finny. So, yeah, I just want to play safe, don't risk my Rotom, and I do just hard switch out back into my Mew, which can't just deal with this thing, and Psyshock and all this good stuff. So, yeah, he just go for the Poison Jab actually right here, so I could have gotten my switch into Rotom and picked it off the game, but no need to risk that. And he gets a poison right here. Synchronize, of course, won't work because it's poison type to Cell. So he gets a little bit of this Quillfish actually hacks my Mew a lot. I got a crit with Liquidation, and then he poisoned me with the Poison Jab. Not that it really matters, since the Lopunny, after one more helmet hit, he is actually in range of Vacuum Wave. So he just needs to hit me one more, and then I can go for Vacuum Wave to kill him. So I don't need much health on my Mew, basically just enough to go for, I haven't seen any health on Mew, since I can just go for Vacuum Wave, and then he gets already helmet hit on him. But either way, I go for Psyshock, I kill the Quillfish. I still couldn't switch into my Rotom right here because I don't want him to go for Scald. Same right here, brings out his Suicune. I just U-turn out right back into my Finny, which is already proven to deal with this thing 1v1. He does go once again for Protect to get some more leftovers recovery and get some more poison damage on me. Like I said, Wincune is a very stally tactic, and I don't really think it's a very viable tactic in Wi-Fi, barring your plan is actually not to PP stall, but to timer stall. Then it's a pretty good tactic if timer stall is your plan. Then, yeah, like I said, I just use him right here, right into my Phoenix, so I can taunt him, I can hit his Madness, and I can Moonblast him. You already know the deal. And we are right back where we are before. Finny versus Suicune. Thank God I'm faster than him. If I wouldn't be faster than him, I would have to play more aggressive versus this Suicune. Go in my Rotom, Voltage to break the sub, bring something else in which he can sub in, then bring in Rotom again to Thunderbolt and all this good stuff. Basically, I would have to sack him on versus the Suicune to bring in my Rotom repeatedly, not having it stay in, having to Thunderbolt and then dying. But since my Phoenix fast, I can play this a bit more safe. But of course, that's not as exciting for you guys to watch. I can see we got a sub up. I just taunt right here, so he can't command, he can't protect anymore. And he goes for Scald, which right now is not a +1, so he does a little less. And he can still burn me since Misty Terrain is back up. And then I go for Moonblast. And yeah, it's very exciting times to narrate this game over. He only has a Suicune and his Mega Lopunny left. Once the Suicune gone, like I said, I have this game on lock, barring I choked the game away with my Rotom-Heat, because Rotom-Heat guaranteed outspeeds the Mew. I still have the guaranteed outspeeds the Lopunny. I still have the Mew, which can deal with the Lopunny. I just need to get rid of this goddamn Suicune, and he can't really free switch in his Lopunny on me, since if I go for Moonblast, he's dead, and basically could only get a free switch on Lopunny if I go for Taunt. But yeah, I can see Moonblast actually does break the sub. It was a roll on the first time, so he's actually just max HP Suicune. So that means that Moonblast is a roll to break the sub. Sadly, I didn't got that on the first time. Would have saved some time, but either way, yeah, this will be just a lot more of Moonblasting, protecting, taunting, and scalding. So I do the Moonblast right here. A little bit damage. Boom. We hit Suicune to around 50. We get a better attack drop, so his Scald is doing even less. That's like, let's see how much damage it does. Okay, put your number in the comments. It did. I actually didn't miss how much it did. Like 10 or 7, something like that. Either way, leftovers basically gets it all back, and yeah, he gets leftovers of his own. I think the taunt wears off right here, and he goes for protect for a turn. Yeah, taunt wore off. And he goes for protect right here to get my leftovers. Yeah, like I can see, it's just very stally. But he can't PP stall my Finny. I have way too much PP left on my Moonblast and stuff like that. I think Wincune, like I said, it works on Showdown, but I think on Wi-Fi it's not the correct thing to do. It's, you should probably bring another Suicune set for Wi-Fi. But to be fair, it would have gotten me some problems. But so if I wouldn't be faster with the Finny, so I guess it's viable in that regard. But just substitute Calm Mind, Scald, and then I don't know, a coverage move to my Finny. It would probably be better than having Protect as well. Either way, Misty Terrain is gone, he scalds me, doesn't get a burn. I taunted him right there, get leftovers back, and I Moonblast. I think 2 more Moonblast till he's dead. Since sadly he still has his leftovers, and like I see, he gets repeatedly, he gets his health back, but he's still taunted. I get to go for Moonblast. Nature's Madness would do less than Moonblast actually at this range, since he's only max HP. So I never click that again. I would miss. Like I can see, it does a decent amount. No one more Moonblast and he's gone. He goes for his last Scald, and will he get a burn? No, his water is cold. Finny refuses to be burned, even if Mr. Rain is not up. And right here, I can just go for a last Moonblast to KO the Suicune after these goddamn leftovers animations. Why do all these monsters have leftovers? And Moonblast. There we go. Suicune finally goes down. That was quite the chore to get that thing down. And now you're going to make a low party left. My Finny is still at a grand amount of health. Look at that. Basically, like that. Do you see how many turns that costs? And look at how much damage he managed to do to my Finny. So he just go to Mega Lopunny. Of course, I'm out of range of everything from this Mega Lopunny, so I don't even have to switch out. I can just go for the Moonblast to KO it. He goes for the return. I'm not really physically defensive. I'm a bit bulky on that side, but yeah, that does around half, I want to say. And I can just go for Moonblast and pick off this Lopunny. And that is the 5-0 win for the Borussia Donphan over the New York Cosmogs and Phantombass. And nice. That was a nice win. It took a while to defeat the Suicune, but the rest went very smoothly. Like, my double trap idea didn't really work out. I mean, my Scizor did pursue trap the Latias, which was great. My Darkfear tried to trap the Quillfish, which didn't really work out. But I think MVP, I want to say, did go to Finny for the speed. Sneasel maybe? Sneasel did a lot of damage to this. Did kill the Latias, which was the only thing in the way of my Rotom-Heat. Rotom-Heat was great since he had a ground type, and that was basically my win condition always in the back. Krookodiles didn't even hit the field. And yeah, MVP title. Sneasel, Finny, or Rotom-Heat. Who do you want to give it to? Finny for dealing with the Suicune so nicely, Sneasel for dealing with the Latias so nicely, and Rotom-Heat just for overall dealing with the Weavile, and being overall the win condition in the bag. So I always could play safe around the monster. I always knew as long as I have Rotom-Heat around, basically I can't lose this game. So he didn't actually do much barring than existing. But these three, let me know in the comments who would you give the MVP title to. I think that's a nice thing to do. Like, I always nominate 3 people, and then the comments, that's my question of the day thing from now on. Who was the MVP? I nominate 3 people. I nominate Scizor, I nominate Finny, and I nominate Rotom-Heat. Put your vote in the comments, and we will see who will vote with the MVP of this game, and then we can see who was overall the MVP in the season. But yeah, that's all for me. Basically, check out Phantombass, check out Dark Devil, check out MEOWTH, or everyone took my ideas. All the links in the description, and yeah, great win. We are 2-1. We can head up to the championship once again in this off-season league for me. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, comment, subscribe. You know the deal. Hit me on Twitter, Facebook, all the links in the description, and I will see you another time. Ciao.